Hello, my lovelies. So this is going to be an oracle / charm / osteomancy or bone reading on what is holding you back. So this is pick a pile, so definitely tune in. We have 3 options here. Number 1, or the thorns. Number 2, or the antler piece. Or number 3, or the porcupine quill. So go ahead and tune in, and then I will pull charms and bones for each pile and talk about the theme, the general theme of what's holding you back, give you advice on how to move forward. So thanks for tuning in. I'm going to go ahead and start with pile 1. Okay, those of you who chose pile 1 or the thorns, we're going to go ahead and get started. Hi, my lovelies. I would like to take a moment of your time to talk about this amazing event that I have coming up. It's going to be exclusively on my website, where VIP access tickets will be for sale. I will be channeling live, where you can ask questions at the end, on the topics of Mu, Lemuria, Atlantis, Camelot, and the Tartarian Empire, as well as the Paleolithic era. I will be covering the 12 different DNA strands, the 12 races behind the current human race, and how we can access these DNA light codes within our DNA in order to activate crystalline and diamond consciousness. This is not one that you want to miss out on. There are a limited amount of tickets, so don't wait. Go ahead and click on the link or copy and paste. Check it out, get your spot, and I'll see you there. So, out of the Twin Flame Shadows deck, we have Haunted. What's holding you back? Haunted. Okay, let's set this aside. Let's see what's going on here. Now, this is a general reading, so definitely take what resonates and leave the rest. As you can see, I can't see what's in here. Okay. You feel the need to be protected right now. I feel like there's a lot of fear going on. I feel like some of you have fear of the future. Because what I'm getting for most of you is that you're actually haunted by your fears. Fears that the past will repeat. Fears that maybe you will not be healed from some ailments. I'm getting some of you might have some ailments, especially dealing with the back or the spine or the skeletal structure. I feel like some of you might feel disconnected from certain elements within your body or in your realm, like of existence. There's definitely a feeling of being exposed going on here. I feel like some of you might actually be haunted. Maybe you're suffering from entity attachment. Maybe you're suffering from negative, like quote unquote negative cycles within your family line or within your personal life that have kind of become this, trauma loop or hell loop. And you're wanting to be free of that. Some of you literally have spirits talking to you. Maybe I feel like some of you are hearing voices at night, like you're hearing whispers in your ear at night. You're waking up with sleep paralysis. Again, this isn't going to be for everybody, okay? I just saw like an image of a needle. So somebody might be haunted by drug addiction. It could be yours or somebody else's. Maybe somebody close to you has drug addiction and you're feeling scared that that person might end up dead. I feel like some of you are pregnant and you're worried about having a natural pregnancy. Maybe an epidural freaks you out a little bit. I'm getting for somebody that somebody might have drowned. A family member might have drowned and you see them in your dreams, or you have a fear of drowning. Some of you might have drowned in a past life and you're haunted by this. You have a fear of water in this lifetime because of that. Some of you are worried about being homeless, like not having a covering, like a literal shelter. Or maybe you have been homeless in the past, or maybe you're currently about to be homeless. That's the message I'm getting from this. So I want to go ahead and get some advice for you guys. So let me go ahead and grab some more charms and bones out of here. Again, I can't see. Okay. Okay. Let's see. Let me just see what some of these are, guys. Yeah. Okay. Some of you have been calling on Catholic saints for assistance. If you haven't and you like feel connected to Catholicism, or maybe you're not connected to it in the sense of like a religion, but maybe you feel comforted by like some of the figures in Catholicism, like maybe some of the saints. Maybe you practice hoodoo, maybe you practice Santeria. If you don't, that's fine. Some of you might have messages coming to you from doves. You might either literally see doves or pigeons or dream about them. This is a message from the Great Spirit or the Holy Spirit or the Mother. I feel like you need to find peace within right now. Some of you are seeking external validation from a masculine that doesn't have your best interest in mind. But some of you actually are receiving guidance from a male ancestor. Or for some of you, there's a male ancestor around that protects you, and maybe like you've been getting some really direct signs. Some of you are experiencing like opening of the third eye. Or some of you are experiencing clairvoyance and clairaudience specifically is what I'm getting. And maybe clairalience, maybe you're smelling cologne. But I feel like for some of you, like you're kind of awakening up to more of these clear abilities, and it's freaking you out a little bit. So you might be having trouble distinguishing between what's in your best interest and what's not. I mean, we have 2 spinal column bones here. So this to me speaks of fear, and also speaks to me of a possible Kundalini awakening happening or an activation. And I feel some of you might be overwhelmed by it. There's a need to go out in nature and ground. There's a need to connect with your ancestors. Don't neglect them. Make sure if you practice ancestor veneration, make sure you're leaving offerings. Make sure the altar isn't dirty. Make sure that you're giving them ancestor money. Make sure you're helping them cross over if there's any that aren't elevated that need to be assisted. I feel like some might want to assist you, but I feel like a lot of you, like what's haunting you is literal paranormal activity that is actually coming from your ancestors that are not elevated, that need your help. Or they want to help you and they're trying to get your attention. Some of you are having trouble distinguishing when you receive signs, like what is actually going on. And you have certain spirits that are trying to connect with you and communicate with you, but you don't know what to do or how to interpret it. And it's because you haven't yet recognized what their communication style is. So look for synchronicities for most of you. Because I feel like most of you, they connect with synchronicities, with certain actual signs and symbols. Others of you through smells. Others of you through images in your mind or whispers at night. Or when you're like in that half asleep, half awake state. Some of you have spirits that are fucking with you while you're trying to astral travel, but most of these spirits are your own shadow aspects that you're not dealing with. Let's see. I feel like in the past you dealt with some vampirism from others. And so anytime you experience like major energetic shifts, you're always suspicious of vampirism in this case. I feel like this is more in the past. I don't think this is really an issue right now. most of what you're experiencing is ancestors, shadow aspects of yourself, and trauma loops from, you know, unresolved like cycles that need to be healed. For a very select few of you, it could be into the attachment, but I'm getting for most of you, this is not the case. So most of you are experiencing major activations and energy moving around. Like I'm seeing a lot of energy moving through the spine. And I think a lot of you are just freaking out because it can cause some very tumultuous symptoms, especially if you're not used to it. Some of you feel, I'm getting frozen fear. Like a lot of you are experiencing like externalized hauntings that are actually coming from what I'd already mentioned. So the advice that I'm getting, aside from dealing with ancestors, is to do shadow work and also to stay on top of your energetic protections. And I feel like some of you have been ignoring the call of your ancestors and been ignoring the call of spirits around you, and that's why they're resorting to some of this shit to get your attention. It's like they're getting louder because they feel like you're ignoring them. So deal with it, address it, and it won't be loud anymore. That's a message for a few people, I feel. Especially those who are dealing with like with clairaudience, like you're hearing a lot of noises, like banging or things dropping, whispers, like, you know, footsteps, shit like that. That's what I'm getting, yeah. So this is what's holding you back, pile one. You know, just face your fears, face these toxic or, you know, trauma cycles. Go in, do that deep inner work. You know, do ancestor work and ancestor healing. You may be coming to realize you have a medium gift, so address that. If you need to, like, you know, ground out in nature more to kind of tune out the noise, I'm getting that for some of you. Some of you have like an overactive crown and third eye chakra right now that you need to kind of chill on it. Maybe I'm really getting grounding out in nature for most of you, and making sure that you're on point with your ancestor work. And if there are spirits around, don't just let it build up. Don't just let the noise and the energy build up around you. Like, address it. Those you want to work with them. Those you don't, get rid of them. Like, vet things out. Like, you guys have too much activity around you right now. Way too much. Yeah. If you deal with all of that and you still feel like you have some sort of attachments, then please check out the posts I have on removing entity attachments. If you still need assistance, you can always hit me up. But I really feel like for most of you, this is going to be like healing trauma loops, facing fears, you know, doing shadow work, inner child healing, ancestral healing, things of that nature. So yeah, that's what I have for you guys. Definitely take a resonance and leave the rest, as this is a general reading. And I want to remind you guys one more time on here that I do have a Akashic Secrets event coming up, where I'm going to be channeling from all the ancient civilizations. So there are still spots left. Please do not sleep on that, guys. It's not going to be coming around again. This is going to be the one and only time I will be doing this webinar. So definitely take advantage of it. You can book it on my website, and you can apply your 10% off Patreon discount that you guys have received. If you can't find that, check it out. I have it in the post, I think, from the previous week. So thanks again. Thanks for tuning in. Pile 1, I am now going to move on to pile 2. Hi, those of you who chose pile 2 or the piece of Antler, let's get into it. Hi, my lovelies. I would like to take a moment of your time to talk about this amazing event that I have coming up. It's going to be exclusively on my website, where VIP access tickets will be for sale. I will be channeling live, where you can ask questions at the end, on the topics of Mu, Lemuria, Atlantis, Camelot, and the Tartarian Empire, as well as the Paleolithic era. I will be covering the 12 different DNA strands, the 12 races behind the current human race, and how we can access these DNA light codes within our DNA in order to activate crystalline and diamond consciousness. This is not one that you want to miss out on. There are a limited amount of tickets, so don't wait. Go ahead and click on the link or copy and paste. Check it out, get your spot, and I'll see you there. So we have from the Twin Flame Shadows, Elusive. Being elusive is what's holding you back. Okay. So let's find out more about that, shall we? I'm going to give you some advice. So that we can tell I'm not. Okay. Some of the same stuff from pile 1, but also different stuff here. All right. Let's see. A lot going on here. All right. Some of you are elusive about marriage and commitment, I'm getting. Maybe, and I feel like for most of you, I feel like, hold on just a second, guys. That's interesting. Yeah, fear of tying the knot. Yeah. You're worried that the person that you're with isn't on your level. You need to listen to your intuition. If you know, like, I feel like you know if this is just you getting cold feet and you being afraid versus you, knowing intuitively that you're about to make a mistake. And let me just say from personal experience, do not ignore that intuitive nagging, okay? You know deep down whether something is for you or not. So don't ignore that. That's what I'm getting. So I feel like most of you already said yes or you're about to. If it's not a marriage, it could be another relationship. It could be an agreement that you're about to make with somebody, or maybe you already agreed verbally but you haven't signed paperwork. So the elusiveness could be you feeling elusive about this, wanting to take, time to kind of assess. I feel like for most of you, this is something that's right for you, but on the outside it seems uncomfortable, and it's almost like you're making a mountain out of a molehill, so to speak. But for a few of you, this could be something very toxic that hasn't yet revealed itself. Like, don't ignore red flags. So if this is a result of you noticing red flags, then you need to go with your intuition on that. But if this is a result of you just getting cold feet or being nervous, don't let your caution, your insecurity, your shyness, your elusiveness, anything like that stop you from reaching the next stage in your life or the next glow up or happiness for you. For a lot of you, I feel like this is what you've been wanting. Whatever this is, don't get in your own way. You're not going to repeat past things as long as you listen to your intuition. I'm getting some of you just got a windfall of money and you're not sure how to move forward with what you want to build. Or some of you, like, you have a business that's taking off, or maybe you're about to spend money on a big endeavor or a big project, kind of like spending money to make money kind of energy. I'm getting something positive from this. I don't think this would be something negative. Some of you might be preparing to go on a vacation. And I do feel like this is something you need to do, or maybe it's a honeymoon. Absolutely do this. Don't let your fear of money or you trying to be the responsible person get in the way. Now, for some of you, I'm definitely getting this energy. Let me see. Some of you are in your monkey mind. Some of you, you're scheming. You're cooking something up. You're concocting. Or you're afraid someone else is. Some of you are pregnant. You're worried about the evil eye, or you're wanting to nest, or you're wanting to build a home, or you're about to move into a home. Maybe this is connected to marriage for some of you, or in a committed relationship you're about to move in. And I feel like this is you sort of dragging your feet, pile 2. Don't do that. I do feel like you're protected, but if it is something, I'm getting specifically, if you are pregnant, okay, or you suspect that you're pregnant, or you're trying to get pregnant, do not put up a bunch of pictures, do not share your good news right away. Like, I'm getting this really strong warning that you need to protect yourself from the evil eye. Maybe even create like waist beads that expand like with evil eye symbols on them, you know, or you could draw like an evil eye protection henna with henna on your belly, and some other like really loving symbols, or maybe like for fertility, if you're wanting to become fertile, you could use henna to draw that like fertility symbols on there, or to include them. But I'm definitely getting like protect with evil eye. And the same thing is if you're moving into a new home, or you're changing your home around, something with the home, maybe welcoming somebody back home, this type of energy, because I'm getting like a bird trying to leave the nest, or a bird coming in trying to nest or lay eggs. So it's like it's going to be different for everybody. It just depends on who's tuning in, because this is a general reading. But just make sure you're protecting your home and your loved ones from the evil eye. Like, don't get like caught up in that, and don't, I'm not saying be afraid to like definitely be happy, and if you want to share your joy with loved ones, do it, but just be careful, because you don't want to be like making a big production on Facebook, I'm getting, or YouTube or TikTok or anything like that, because not everybody who's following you is cheering you on, pile 2. So just keep that in mind. There is this energy of needing to get into the heart of the matter and really dig into how you really feel, and analyze why you are feeling elusive about this particular thing. I feel like for most of you, it's a decision. It's either a decision that you haven't made yet, and maybe you have like a certain amount of time to make this decision, or it's a decision that you've made verbally, but maybe you haven't signed the contract yet, so you're like, well, shit, I still have some time to pull out of this, right? I feel like for some of you, because I'm hearing a lot of noise in the background, and then I put on like ocean waves to kind of drown it out. Some of you are trying to drown out voices of other people that you feel are influencing you. And so maybe you're having a hard time distinguishing between your inner voice and everyone else. So maybe take a beat, have some time to yourself for introspection, do some meditation, do some journaling, make some lists, like take some time to really tune into how you feel about this. Don't feel like rushed, because maybe the thing that's holding you back, your elusiveness for some of you, is for a good reason. And either way, you can't just sweep over that. You need to pay attention to different layers of feelings and thoughts that you're having and address each one, honestly. So that's really what I'm getting for you. Let's get some advice. So I'm going to pull some more. Okay. Yeah, see, to me, I see like crystal ball. Like some of you may need to actually use a literal crystal ball, or maybe a crystal like mirror to scry. Maybe you need to scry, or at least this could just represent you doing a reading. Maybe you need to get a reading from me. Maybe you need to do a reading for yourself. Maybe you need to like just tune into your intuition. Let's see. Be fearless toward yourself and toward the choices you have to make. Yeah, don't be afraid to leap forward in your life. Like, don't, like, I feel like if you, like, you it's one thing to feel elusive, but you don't want to be indecisive. So just make sure that you're not holding things back, you know, just because, like, you're afraid or you're hesitant. Like, don't procrastinate. Make sure that you address whatever this is so you can move forward. I feel like some of you are going to have money coming in too, and maybe that's what's influencing your decision. And I feel like you need to not make a decision based out of how much money you're going to get or how much money you'll miss out on, but base it on the long-term focus and what you really want and how this is going to apply to what you are building in your life and how that life is co-created with others. I'm getting for a lot of you. And a lot of you, this is about family, this is about relationships, this is about moving like to a house or starting some sort of business partnership. Like you guys are definitely feeling like you want to pull back your energy. And I would say yes, but don't procrastinate on it. Pull back your energy and be productive with that time. Go within, decide what is best for you and make the decision accordingly. And it's normal to get cold feet about things, guys, but don't ignore red flags. So that's what I have for you. Pile 2, take it resonates and leave the rest, as this is a general reading. I want to remind one more time, as this is coming up on Saturday, if you guys have not bought your VIP tickets for the Akashic Secrets of Lost Civilizations channeling webinar event, please do not sleep on this. I am not going to do another one of these, guys. So don't miss out on the opportunity to, observe me channeling this live and the opportunity to ask questions live. Don't miss out. Definitely, go on my website, get those tickets. If you're on Patreon, then you should be able to apply the 10% Patreon code that I have on Patreon. All right. So thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you, Pile 2. I'm now going to move on to Pile 3. Okay, Pile 3 are those of you that chose the Porcupine Quill. Let's get into it. Hi, my lovelies. I would like to take a moment of your time to talk about this amazing event that I have coming up. It's going to be exclusively on my website, where VIP access tickets will be for sale. I will be channeling live, where you can ask questions at the end, on the topics of Mu, Lemuria, Atlantis, Camelot, and the Tartarian Empire, as well as the Paleolithic era. I will be covering the 12 different DNA strands, the 12 races behind the current human race, and how we can access these DNA light codes within our DNA in order to activate crystalline and diamond consciousness. This is not one that you want to miss out on. There are a limited amount of tickets, so don't wait. Go ahead and click on the link or copy and paste. Check it out, get your spot, and I'll see you there. So we have here the twin flame shadows. The theme is warning. Okay, so what's holding you back as you feel like you're being warned or you are being warned? And maybe you're like, why am I experiencing all these blockages? Why are these doors slamming on my face? Well, because it's for your protection. So, of course, this is a general reading, so please take what resonates and leave the rest. I'm going to pull some charms and bones for you. Definitely don't, just run with everything I'm saying. Not that you guys would, because it might be different for everybody. Okay? Yeah, there's a lot going on here. Wow, some of you, you need to go to the doctor and get a checkup. I'm hearing specifically there's a woman that may have breast lumps, or maybe there's discoloration or something around the areola or the nipple. I don't know why. I know it kind of looks like one, but that's what I'm getting here. I'm not saying that there is something wrong, but I'm saying that maybe there could be. And I just feel like you need to get that checked out. Same thing with prostate I'm getting here. So for some of you, it's a health warning. Like there might be something precancerous or pretumorous that you need to look into. For some of you, it could be pre-diabetic, I'm getting. Like on the verge of high blood pressure, blood clots, things of that nature. Please don't ignore that. If you've been feeling like something's off in your body lately, please go to the doctor, is all I'm saying. It's also important to spend time out in nature. Some of you, maybe the warning is that you've been spending too much time around technology. And it's like, they're like, look, Go out and get some sun. Maybe you have a vitamin D deficiency, right? Maybe you're feeling depressed. They're like, well, go out in nature, get some sun. Maybe go visit the ocean, right? Go visit the woods. For some of you, there's a warning on a decision coming up. We have here, I'm seeing this key, so it could be a warning on, like, you know, be careful in the direction you're going, or maybe you're going the wrong direction, like change your direction. This is like in the near future for some of you. Because I'm seeing here, look at this, we have here, it's like a little RV, like a little trailer. We have a key. So for some of you, it could be somewhere you're planning on traveling, you may need to rethink, or somewhere you're planning on moving, you may need to rethink, as I'm getting from most of you. There's a warning here. It's not like, oh, I know if you get in the car, you're gonna like die in a wreck or something. It's not that kind of warning. I'm getting for you, it's just letting you know, look, you know, this, you need to rethink this, you need to reevaluate this. Maybe it's the whole thing that needs to be changed, or maybe it's just certain elements. It could be timing, it could be specific location, it could be the specific place you're going to live, like you might need to reevaluate and tweak. I find it interesting that this has come through in every single pile. So, ancestral influence. So this could be an ancestor that's actually trying to protect you or trying to get your attention. I'm getting for some of you, could be Celtic ancestry, or like I feel like this is more of a distant relative, if this resonates, but for some of you, this could be recently passed on as well. There is a warning of famine and hardship financially. Don't overextend yourself. Like, don't be lured in. I'm getting for some of you, you might be lured in by this like fancy house with a cheap mortgage. Like, there's a warning here. Be careful, because this could put you into some serious deep debt. So make sure that you're being very careful. Like, now is the time to like read fine print. Be really cautious about what you're agreeing to, what you're signing, the type of decisions you make. Yeah, I'm getting like legal matters. Like, be really careful. Like, don't just trust like I'm getting like, I'm seeing a man like smiling. Like, don't be like beguiled by like friendly, talkative people and like salesmen. You could be buying a car, you could be buying a trailer, an RV, or a bus. You could be buying a home or a tiny home. You could be trying to move to a new location. You could be getting ready to take out like money for a big purchase, take out a big loan. Just be careful. Like, make sure that you're basing your decision off of what you can afford now without going into major debt. And if you need to, wait. Like, don't feel the need to rush. There's no rush is what I'm hearing. There's no rush if this is you I'm talking to. I know that you might feel a sense of pressure or feel like you need to go. But I'm just getting, you're going to be safer if you take your time. Some of you may need to get your teeth checked. May need to make a dental appointment. Some of you might have like a strange growth on your skin you need to check out. That could be because that was something else that was coming through, like from sunburn or like, you know, skin cancer or precancer skin, something like that. And again, I'm not trying to freak you guys out or whatever, and I'm not saying this is, you know, if you chose this pile, this is what's happening. Some of you need to get like your urine or blood tested too. I'm getting like mostly for those of you that pick this pile, it's either health related or it has something to do with a big purchase or a big move. So if that is not you, then this probably isn't your pile. But it also could have to do with you kind of like getting obstacles to something and wondering why you're not moving forward. It's because they're protecting you from this. They're protecting you from being like super in debt, from, you know, being over your head and, you know, like with expenses and things of that nature. So let me go ahead and pull some quick advice for you guys real quick. Okay. Oh, wow. You need, oh yeah, see, here we go, more. You need to get rid of things that you don't need, like minimalize, I'm getting. Make sure that you are, oh, here we go, look at this. We have a little, like a binding, like when I see this, I see commitment or binding or signing a contract right next to like these hands going, you know. So be really careful right now with signing contracts, okay? Because I feel like they're going to try to make you sign your life away, like, so to speak, you know. Some of you need to go to church to receive prayer for healing. You might be somebody that you don't even have to be religious, and this doesn't have to be like a Christian or Catholic church. This could be a temple. This could be going to get Reiki. This could be going to get like some sort of like, I'm getting more energy healing, or it could be like quantum healing or things of that nature. Or maybe you're not religious or you don't believe in those kind of things, but maybe like you're like a hoodoo or Santeria practitioner. Like maybe you need to go see like, you know, a root worker, a witch doctor, a brujo, a bruja, or santero or santera, okay? And get some healing done. Because I'm getting for some of you, especially those of you who think you might have breast issues going on. It could also be feminine issues too. It could be hormones, so it doesn't have to be like breast cancer. It could be hormonal issues too. Maybe you're going through menopause, things of that nature is what I'm getting. But yeah, just don't rush into contracts, because these contracts are super binding, okay? That's what I'm getting. Follow your heart. Don't do things out of fear. Don't feel as though if something is blocking you, I feel like in this case, pile 3, if something is blocking you, it's for a reason. It's to get your attention and have you take a closer look at something. Make sure you're not making any mistakes. So that's what I have for you, pile 3. I hope that resonates. Definitely take what resonates and leave the rest. If you would like to book a private reading with me, anyone in any of these piles, definitely hit me up. And please don't sleep on the upcoming event, Akashic Secrets of Lost Civilizations. There's still spots left. It's coming up really fast. Don't miss out. It's going to be the only time I'm doing this webinar on this particular topic. We'll be channeling from all of the different lost civilizations, the Akashic record messages that will come through. So yeah, you'll get a chance to ask questions and observe that process. So don't miss out. Definitely check that out on my website. Thank you so much, Pile 3, for tuning in. Take care. And I'm going to go ahead and say goodbye to all piles. Thank you so much. And stay tuned for future videos. Take care. Check out my website, thetantricdragoness.com, to book a private Akashic reading or any other reading. Also, Akashic portraits, consultations, shamanic journeys, starseed charts, primordial dragon fire healing, and much more. You can also subscribe to Patreon to learn how to do a lot of this yourself through various templates I've designed. Activate Diamond Consciousness, Activate the Black Flame, Journey the Underworld, Tantric Healing and BDSM, Astral Projection and Power, Shields, Cloaks, Wards, Learning Light Language, Exclusive and Premier Readings, Soul Fragment Retrieval, Advanced Ancestral Work, Creating Your Own Shamanic Sanctuary, and much more. Thanks for your support, and stay tuned for future videos.